Hello Phil, thank you for taking some time to view this video. I'm Travis Miller with Last Dragon Digital Marketing. So the point of this video is twofold. One is to give you some tips and tricks you could use on your website to increase your online traffic, your revenue, your leads with all the services you provide, all the areas you provide. And two is just to compare your website to a top competitor's website in the area and see if you could outrank them, which leads to more leads. So I'll talk about three things: content, backlinks, and citations. Whatever I talk about here, you could use on your own for your website. But if you want to talk about that or anything further, please feel free to reach out. But either way, if you leave me a few lines of feedback on this actual video, that will help me making these videos for local businesses. All right, so let's get started here. So in content, you need anywhere between 1,500 to 2,000 words, just depending on the content, number of keywords needed. So a keyword is anything that someone might type into Google looking for a particular service or product. So in your content, you can place keywords throughout to tell Google exactly what terms you want your website to be found for. So for instance, you got your website here, nice layout here. So you are doing some good things. I like the reviews here. That's very important with the reviews. But there's some few things you could do, even though you have strong searchability in the area, is to continue with the searchability and even outrank some of the top competitors in the area, which I'll show you. So speaking of Google, if I was a consumer in the Kansas City area, I might type in plumbing services, Kansas City. And here's usually what comes up at the top. So these are Google ads, and they're hit or miss if you haven't invested in them already. Sometimes consumers click them, sometimes they don't. A lot of times they skip over them though. This is the map pack here. I'll talk more about that in a minute. That's citations. But we call these organics right here. So the goal is to be in the first page of any kind of service you provide or area you provide. Even if you go outside Kansas City, Missouri area, you want to be on the first page in all these different areas that you serve. But I picked Kansas City, Missouri because that's your address, and plumbing services, that's one of your main services you provide. So as we scroll down here, we can see as we scroll down, you're actually on the first page. So good job being on the first page, but you're near the bottom here. You don't want to get on page 2 or 3, because you might have heard this. A great place to hide a dead body, it's on page 2 or 3 of Google. People just don't go here for services or products. So you're on the first page, keep that up. But I'll compare your website to a top competitor website in the area, and someone even in the middle on top 2. This is Lutz Plumbing. Typically, we don't count directories like Yelp and Angie's List because consumers go to actual business for a product or service. So I'll compare your website to Lutz Plumbing and see if we could outrank him. So to compare websites, there's a tool we use called Ahrefs, how we do a deep dive in websites. And here's your URL right here, and here's your numbers. So on your website, you're using 190 keywords. So I definitely would increase your keywords because you might have some people on page 2 or 3 on Google try to outrank you to try to get more keywords and higher keywords than you. So keep the ones that you have, higher volume, the better. But think about all the areas you serve out in the Kansas City metro, all the things you do with plumbing, commercial plumbing, residential plumbing, plumbing repair. You could get very creative and add the keywords. More keywords, the better, which increases your searchability. Compare that to Lutz Plumbing. Here's their website here. And they're using 4,000 keywords. So that's giving them just a lot of traffic. But the great thing about keywords, you could do a deep dive in websites, and you could take keywords that apply to you, that could apply to anybody. For instance, if you go to Overland Park, well, there's one. If that's not on your website, you take Overland Park Plumbing, it's still in your website, you got some searchability there. So again, like I said, you get very creative in increasing your keywords. So that's one thing I would do, just increase your keywords on your website. Second thing is backlinks. So a backlink is anywhere where you find one website, link it to another website. These act like an endorsement of your website from others, which Google uses that to build trust in your business by seeing others vouch for you. Also think of it as like a popularity contest. Person with the most backlinks wins. But keep this in mind, not all backlinks are created equal. It's important to have other services that's similar to you, like plumbing, HVAC, electrical, linking back to you. It doesn't help if websites outside your business are linking back to you. It doesn't give you the trust power of Google. You got some good trust power here, and you have 43 backlinks with 130 reference domains, so good start there. But compare that to the top competitor that's getting a lot of traffic and leads. They have 671 backlinks with 155 reference domains. So the goal, not overnight, but eventually to get to these numbers right here, which leads to more traffic, and that'll lead you to more leads online. Then finally, there's citations. So citation is anywhere where your business name, your number, and your address are shown exactly on your Google business profile. Citations help you rank in this map pack here, which is extremely important for local businesses since this can generate huge amounts of revenue. Again, the goal is to be in the top 3 or 4. Sometimes there's only 3. But much like page 2 or 3 of Google, people don't click this button for more businesses. So you want to be right in the front of face of consumers. And to get there, citations include directories like Yelp, Angie's List, Expertise, BBB. There's hundreds of others you may have heard of. Also, social media accounts are great too. So the idea here is that your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet. And the larger your online presence is, the more Google trusts you. So once Google sees you more often than these competitors, the more likely it is you outrank them. So once your content, your backlinks, your citations, once they all come together, you start to outgrow your competitors. And here's what you might be looking at, why that's worth it, to be in the eyes of consumers here and also be way up here instead of down there. Also, there's many more keywords you could use to generate more and more traffic and leads. So this is what I do. I create this for you to start generate those leads online. And if you do find yourself wanting more, scaling as far as you want, reach out. I could help you out with that with more information, or I can talk about your goals. I could do the research to help you find out exactly what could be realistic for your business, what it might take to reach those goals. So again, if you leave me a few lines of feedback, that'll help me out making these videos. Again, I'm Travis Miller with Last Dragon Digital Marketing. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Hopefully this is informative. Much luck in your business. Have a great day.